Hello and welcome to your 79th SQL Server tutorial. My name is Johnny DeLuca and today I want to talk to you about restoring databases. Okay, in my last few tutorials we've gone over backing up databases, and backing up databases is the second most important task that a DBA should perform. So, what's the most important task? Restoring or recovering databases would be the most important. And this is why it is important that a DBA regularly take backups. However, coupled with taking the backups, a DBA should regularly test those backups. The best way to perform these tests is to restore the backups. As a best practice, a process should be put in place to ensure the validity of the backups through restoration. In most cases, a separate instance of SQL Server is configured and the databases are restored on that server. After the restore, user and application access is a good test of whether or not the data is available and valid. And using SQL Server, we can restore the following: an entire database, a page in a database, a part of a database, the database transaction log, a file group in the database. As you can see, you have several options available when restoring databases, ensuring that you have the flexibility to address most scenarios that may arise. Now, SQL Server allows you to restore databases using both T-SQL and Management Studio. Prior to restoring a database, you should always consider exactly what you are going to restore. This is especially important when restoring using T-SQL. Okay, let's assume that you must restore a full backup, a single differential, and a single transaction log backup, in that order. When restoring the full and differential backup, you must include the no recovery keyword in the with clause. Very important. Okay. After this restore, the database will be in an unusable state, but this will allow the DBA to apply subsequent differential and transaction log backups. And for this reason, most DBAs prefer to use SQL Server Management Studio for restoring databases. Management Studio recognizes the complete backup chain and will restore all backups that you specify, and it will also place the database in a usable state when complete. So here's a T-SQL example, like as I just briefly talked about. Using the no recovery, you need, like I said, you have to use the, when restoring the full and differential backup, you must include the no recovery keyword seen here with the with clause there. But we're going to take a look at how to do this because I'm one of those people that prefers to do it in Management Studio, and most DBAs I've talked to also do. So let's check out how to do that now. Okay, go over to SQL Server Management Studio and let's connect to an instance. Alright, and once we are here, we're going to go to my first database. This is one of the databases I had you create. And oh gosh, it was in the first 5 tutorials we did. If you don't have this database created, if you're jumping in new, that's fine. You would want to, you can either do two things. If you know how to create a database, create a database. If you don't know how to create a database and want to learn, go back to my tutorials in the beginning that teach you how to create a database. Or you can just install the AdventureWorks 2012 database and jump in using that one. You can Google how to install AdventureWorks 2012 database. Either way, I'm going to be using my first database. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here and we're going to Tasks, and then we're going to Restore, and then we're going to Database. Alright? Okay. Okay, and then we can see all of our different restores here. We have a full, a differential, and a T-log right there. Okay. SQL Server 2012 introduced some new functionality to the restored database dialog box, and that is if you click this timeline button right here. Well, let's see what happens. Okay. Very cool. So we have, using this timeline, we can easily restore to a specific point in time, either by selecting the specific date and time option and specifying a date, or by using the slider. We're not going to do that right now, but this is very useful, so we can just click cancel for now. Now, we're going back over here to the select a page pane. Alright. So we can specify several options in this dialog box. The one we want right now is files. Okay. Alright, so we just want to accept the default for now, but if you want to move the database files to a new location during the restore, you can use this page to do it. So we're good here. We're just going to go back out. Now we're headed back to options here in the select a page recovery pane. Okay. What we're going to want to focus on here is the recovery state. If we were restoring only a single backup file and wanted to restore additional files later in another operation, we would select restore with no recovery from the drop-down list. As you see, we've got that option and standby, but we want to ensure restore with recovery is enabled for what we're doing right now. Alright, so we're good to go. And now, here on server connections, before a database can be restored, all existing connections must be closed. So we need to go ahead and check this box right here. Alright, cool, we're good to go. Now we just need to click OK and watch the magic begin. Progress. Sit here and do the little wait while it does the dance and does the handshake and everything goes through the motions. Database, my first database restored successfully. Pretty cool. You now know how to restore a database using SQL Server Management Studio. And like I said, here's an example. If you wanted to do so with the T-SQL script, again, I and most DBAs prefer using Management Studio. And another brief summary, as we saw in the beginning, we can use SQL Server to restore an entire database, a page in a database, a part of a database, the T-log, as well as a file or file group. And then when we're storing the full and differential backup, we must include the no recovery keyword with the with clause. So thanks for watching this tutorial. Please keep coming back. In my next tutorial, we're going to start diving into managing and maintaining indexes and statistics. So see you there.